need to get better. Obviously, we've had up and down games, but we're All-Stars. And we're going to continue to prove it. Obviously, this is the last week for All-Star voting. Camilla, she should be All-Stars her first.
For nearly 3 years now, the media has been working overtime to convince basketball fans that Angel Reese is one of the WNBA's biggest stars.
How are you?
Caitlin, I just want to personally congratulate you on being named captain for the 20...
Every highlight clip, interview, and social media post tried to paint her as the next face of women's basketball. But as the 2025 WNBA All-Star game approaches, that carefully crafted image has come crashing down.
The mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
Instead of sharing the spotlight with Caitlin Clark, Reese finds herself on the outside looking in, and the numbers tell the full story. The WNBA All-Star game is supposed to be a celebration of the league's top talent.
Bit of an up and down season for her, relatively speaking, because she's been in and out of the lineup.
It's where the best players, based on skill and performance, are recognized and celebrated by fans, coaches, and peers. But this year, Angel Reese didn't even crack the top 10 in fan voting. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark not only made the list, she dominated it. Clark earned over 1.29 million votes, making her the clear fan favorite and captain of the All-Star squad. Angel Reese, she scraped together just over 173,000 votes.
You're crying on the podium about how people hate you, and then you want to get in videos like this and say, I love the trolling. Pick a side!
Ranking 13th overall. To some, this may have been a surprise, especially considering how much media attention Reese has received since joining the league. But to those paying attention to actual performance on the court, this result was expected. Reese has struggled this season, both statistically and in her overall impact on her team, the Chicago Sky. Her numbers tell the story. After a promising rookie season, where she averaged 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds, her performance has slipped. In 2025, her scoring has dropped to 11.7 points per game. Her rebounding, though still solid at 12.3 per game, has been overshadowed by growing concerns about her efficiency. Her field goal percentage has fallen to just 39.1%, a poor mark for someone of her size and position. Worse still, her turnovers have nearly doubled, from 2.2 to 3.9 per game, highlighting issues with ball control and decision-making. In contrast, Caitlin Clark continues to thrive. Despite battling injuries earlier in the season, Clark is averaging 18.2 points, 8.9 assists, and 5 rebounds per game. Her playmaking and scoring abilities have made her not only one of the most productive players in the league, but also one of the most popular. Every arena she plays in sees record attendance, and television ratings spike when she's on the floor. The difference between the two players is clear. Clark's impact extends beyond the box score. She elevates her team and the league. Reese, on the other hand, has struggled to live up to the hype. The Sky's poor 5-11 record reflects that struggle, with many questioning whether Reese is ready to be the star player she believes herself to be. This All-Star snub isn't just about fan votes, it's a wake-up call. In professional basketball, reputation alone isn't enough. Performance matters. And right now, Angel Reese is learning that lesson the hard way. When it comes to professional sports, opinions can be loud, but the numbers always tell the truth. That truth has been hard to ignore this WNBA season, especially for Angel Reese. For months, debates raged on social media about whether Reese belonged among the league's elite. But the statistics, and now the All-Star voting results, have provided a clear answer. Angel Reese entered the 2025 season with high expectations. Her rookie year wasn't perfect, but she showed potential, finishing with averages of 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds per game. Many believed she'd take the next step and compete with players like Breanna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, and of course, Caitlin Clark. Instead, Reese's numbers have taken a step backward across the board. Her scoring has dropped to 11.7 points per game. Her rebounding has slipped slightly, though still respectable at 12.3 per game. But the more concerning trends are found in the details. Her field goal percentage has fallen to 39.1%, an unusually low figure for a player standing 6 feet 3 inches and spending most of her time near the basket. Her turnovers have almost doubled, jumping from 2.2 to 3.9 per game. In other words, she's struggling with efficiency and ball control, two essential factors for any player hoping to be a star. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's numbers tell a completely different story. Despite missing several games with injuries, Clark is averaging 18.2 points, nearly 9 assists, and 5 rebounds per game. Her impact on the Indiana Fever is undeniable. Not only is she breaking records, becoming the fastest player to 350 assists and fastest point guard to 250 rebounds, but she's also helping her team win games and sell out arenas. The difference in fan support reflects these realities. Clark's 1.29 million All-Star votes didn't happen by accident. Fans recognize effort, production, and game-changing talent. Reese's 173,000 votes, while still significant, show that many are no longer convinced by the media-driven image. Fans are watching the games. They're seeing the turnovers, the missed shots, and the lack of improvement. Reese's infamous Maybounds, a term mocking her tendency to pad stats by rebounding her own missed shots, has only fueled the criticism. Rather than silence the doubters with better play, Reese leaned into the meme, even filing a trademark to sell merchandise with the phrase. That business move may boost her personal brand, but it's done little to change the growing perception that she's more interested in fame than basketball excellence. Numbers don't lie, and right now, they show that Reese is far from the player many thought she would become. The All-Star snub isn't personal, it's performance-based. In the WNBA, being famous isn't enough. You have to produce on the court. In today's sports world, it's easy to confuse popularity with greatness. Social media, flashy interviews, and highlight clips often blur the line between being famous and being elite. But at the end of the day, basketball rewards those who put in the work, improve their craft, and help their team win. That's where Angel Reese is facing the harshest reality of her young career. There's no denying that Angel Reese has built a massive personal brand. Her college success, outspoken personality, and confident presence have made her a household name. She's been featured in commercials, magazine covers, and viral social media trends. But being a trending topic doesn't guarantee success on the court, and the 2025 season has exposed that gap in brutal fashion. Reese's struggles have been hard to ignore. Her scoring is down. Her shooting percentage is one of the lowest among players at her position. Her turnovers have become a regular issue. More importantly, her team, the Chicago Sky, continues to lose. With a disappointing 5-11 record, they sit near the bottom of the Eastern Conference standings, far from the contender status many expected when Reese arrived. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's journey shows what happens when talent meets hard work. Despite injuries and a demanding schedule, Clark has elevated her game. Her scoring, passing, and leadership have turned the Indiana Fever into a must-watch team. Wherever Clark goes, arenas sell out. Television ratings skyrocket. But unlike Reese, Clark's fame is rooted in her performance. This contrast has become impossible to overlook, especially when comparing their approach to criticism. Clark has faced plenty, from physical play on the court to doubts about her durability. But she's responded by improving her fitness, refining her decision-making, and leading her team to success. Reese, on the other hand, has often responded with social media posts, sarcastic comments, and merchandise campaigns. Take the Maybounds controversy, for example. Instead of focusing on addressing her rebounding technique or improving her shooting, Reese leaned into the joke, trademarking the term and turning it into a business opportunity. It's a clever marketing move, but it highlights the deeper issue. While other players are grinding in the gym, Reese is building her brand. There's a lesson here, and it's simple. In professional basketball, fame fades if it isn't backed by results. Reese's All-Star snub wasn't the result of jealousy or unfair treatment. It was the league, the fans, and the coaches collectively saying, "We see through the hype." It's a moment of truth for Angel Reese. Does she want to be remembered for her social media presence, or for her impact on the court? The two aren't the same, and right now, the gap between them is widening. While Angel Reese faces criticism and missed opportunities, Caitlin Clark's rise continues at full speed, and not just because of her popularity. Clark's success is rooted in her game, and she has quickly proven herself as one of the WNBA's most impactful players. The 2025 season has been a statement year for Clark, and the numbers back it up. Despite dealing with injuries earlier this season, Clark has shown resilience and growth. Many wondered if the physical play and fast pace of the professional game would slow her down. Instead, she's shattered expectations, averaging 18.2 points, 8.9 assists, and 5 rebounds per game. Clark isn't just playing well, she's making history. She became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 350 assists and the fastest point guard to record 250 rebounds. Those milestones don't happen by accident. They come from skill, preparation, and an elite basketball IQ. Clark's impact extends beyond the box score. Wherever she plays, arenas are packed. Fans travel miles just to see her in person. Her games regularly break television viewership records. But her fame isn't just built on image, it's built on performance. Even during tough stretches, including a shooting slump before her latest injury, Clark kept finding ways to contribute. Whether through assists, defense, or leadership, she remains valuable every minute she's on the floor. The same can't be said for Angel Reese. While Reese may have expected to be mentioned in the same breath as Clark, the difference between the two has become obvious. Reese has struggled with consistency, efficiency, and decision-making. Her stats have dropped, her team continues to lose, and her role has even been questioned by her own coaching staff. Clark's leadership, meanwhile, has been undeniable. Even when she's not scoring at her usual clip, her passing and vision create opportunities for her teammates. Her presence alone raises the level of play for the entire Indiana Fever squad. That's what separates good players from great ones: the ability to make those around you better. Fans see this, coaches see this, and the voting reflects it. Clark's overwhelming lead in All-Star voting didn't happen because of media hype alone. It happened because she backs up the attention with real results. While Angel Reese's fame feels built on potential and personality, Caitlin Clark's reputation is grounded in skill, hard work, and undeniable production. The WNBA has been searching for its next superstar to elevate the league, and Caitlin Clark has answered that call. The league, the fans, and the numbers agree. Clark isn't just a star, she's becoming one of the most impactful players in WNBA history. The Chicago Sky were supposed to turn a corner this season. With Angel Reese entering her second year, expectations were high that the team would rise in the Eastern Conference. But the reality has been far different. At 5-11, the Sky find themselves near the bottom of the standings, struggling to find any rhythm. Much of the disappointment circles back to one key factor. Angel Reese isn't playing like the star she was expected to be. Reese came into the league with plenty of hype. Her strong rebounding numbers and physical style of play in college made her a popular figure, both on and off the court. But professional basketball is different. It's faster, tougher, and more demanding. And so far, Reese hasn't adjusted the way many hoped she would. Her stats this season reflect the problem. Scoring is down to 11.7 points per game. Her field goal percentage sits at a concerning 39.1%, and her turnovers have nearly doubled from last year. For a player standing 6 feet 3 inches and playing around the basket, those numbers raise questions about her efficiency, strength, and overall development. It's not just about the stats, it's about the impact. Great players help their teams win, even when their own numbers aren't perfect. With Reese on the floor, the Sky often look disjointed, lacking chemistry and consistency. It's telling that one of the Sky's few victories this season came with Reese sitting on the bench during crunch time. Camila Cardoso, her rookie teammate, stepped up with a career-high 23 points that night, leading Chicago to a rare win. The game sparked conversations among fans and analysts. Is Angel Reese actually helping the Sky? Or is she holding them back? Even within the organization, doubts are surfacing. The Sky's general manager publicly stated, "The team needs more from Reese." In the world of professional sports, that's as close to direct criticism as it gets. Meanwhile, head coach Tyler Marsh has tried everything to unlock Reese's potential. He's experimented with different positions, tested her as a point forward, and even encouraged her to develop a three-point shot. but so far it hasn't worked. At times, it feels like forcing a square peg into a round hole, trying to turn Reese into something she's not. The physical tools are there. At her size, Reese should dominate more games, but raw athletic ability only takes a player so far. Strength, skill development, decision-making, those are the qualities that define stars in the WNBA, and that's where Reese continues to fall short. The Sky's struggles aren't entirely on Reese, but as the player who came in with superstar expectations, much of the pressure falls on her shoulders. The question now is whether she's ready to meet those expectations, or whether Chicago will keep searching for answers elsewhere. One of the most talked about storylines of Angel Reese's season hasn't even been about basketball itself. It's been about branding. The term Maybounds has followed Reese like a shadow, and how she's handled it has only fueled the growing divide between her image and her actual performance. Maybounds started as a joke. Critics noticed Reese's tendency to grab rebounds off her own missed shots, inflating her stats without necessarily helping her team win games. What should have been an opportunity for reflection turned into something else entirely. Rather than address the flaw in her game, Reese decided to embrace the term, going as far as trademarking it for merchandise and promotional purposes. To her supporters, it was clever. Turning criticism into a business move takes confidence, they argued. But to others, it exposed a deeper problem. Instead of focusing on improving her weaknesses, finishing at the rim, shot selection, and efficiency, Reese leaned into social media attention, turning her most pointed critique into a sales pitch. It's the perfect example of the fame versus game problem surrounding her career. While Reese spends time building her brand and defending her image online, players like Caitlin Clark are in the gym, refining their game, breaking records, and lifting their teams. That contrast has never been more obvious than this season. Reese has spoken publicly about the Maybounds term. She's laughed off the criticism, saying, "Whoever came up with Maybounds, y'all ate that up. Rebounds mean bounce. Anything off that board is mine." But the numbers tell a different story. Her rebounding remains solid at 12.3 per game, but it's overshadowed by her poor shooting percentage and growing turnover rate. Grabbing your own missed shots isn't dominance. It's often a sign of inefficiency. The merchandise may sell, and the memes may spread, but wins remain hard to come by. Fans have noticed. So have coaches. And the All-Star voting reflects that shift. Reese's popularity has limits when her on-court production doesn't match the hype. Her trademark may generate attention, but it hasn't earned her respect in the league. Meanwhile, other young players like Camila Cardoso are quietly building reputations based on performance. Cardoso's efficiency, smart decision-making, and ability to contribute to winning have made her a rising star, without the need for viral moments or marketing gimmicks. The Maybounds saga is a symbol of Reese's current career crossroads. Does she double down on being a social media figure, or does she face the hard reality that improvement on the court is what truly earns respect in professional basketball? In the WNBA, fans love personality, but only when it's backed by results. Right now, the gap between Angel Reese's image and her impact is widening. If that doesn't change, no amount of branding will hide the truth. The WNBA All-Star game is more than just a popularity contest. Yes, fan voting makes headlines, but it's only part of the process. After fans cast their ballots, coaches across the league weigh in to help select the remaining players. And if there's one thing coaches value over hype, it's performance. Real, consistent, winning basketball. That's why Angel Reese's absence from the All-Star starters list came as no shock to most insiders. Coaches know the game better than anyone, and they see through flashy marketing and social media narratives. They study the film, they track the numbers, and they know which players genuinely impact games. Right now, Reese doesn't fit that mold. Despite all the media attention, Reese's on-court performance hasn't lived up to the expectations. Shooting just 39.1% from the field is not acceptable for a player of her size and position. Turning the ball over nearly 4 times per game shows a lack of control and decision-making. And for all the talk about rebounding, her numbers are padded by missed shots, many of them her own. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continues to earn respect the hard way. Coaches rave about her basketball IQ, her passing ability, and her leadership under pressure. Even when Clark struggled with injuries or a temporary shooting slump, her all-around game never disappeared. That's why she leads the league in assists and continues to set new records, including being the fastest point guard to reach 250 rebounds. It's also why Clark led All-Star fan voting by a landslide, securing over 1.29 million votes. That wasn't just hype. It was a reflection of her talent, her work ethic, and her impact. Coaches recognize that. Teammates respect it. Opponents prepare for it. Clark has already proven that she belongs among the league's elite. Reese, by contrast, finds herself at a turning point. The coaches could still select her as an All-Star reserve, but at this point, it would feel more like charity than merit. The message is clear. You can't Instagram your way to an All-Star nod. You have to earn it. Even within the Chicago Sky organization, patience is running thin. Head coach Tyler Marsh has shuffled lineups, tested different roles, and made adjustments trying to get more out of Reese. But her lack of consistency remains a problem. When your own general manager publicly says, "We need more from Reese," it's a sign that excuses are wearing out. The WNBA is a league built on competition, effort, and results, not social media trends or viral marketing. The coaches know that. The players know that. And now, Angel Reese is being forced to face that reality. The question is simple. Will she rise to the challenge, or will she keep focusing on everything except improving her game? Angel Reese is at a crossroads, and the decision she makes now will shape the rest of her career. The message from fans, media, and especially coaches has been loud and clear. Social media presence, viral clips, and catchy slogans aren't enough to make you a star in the WNBA. Performance, improvement, and impact on the court, that's what counts. For nearly 2 years, the league has tried to promote the rivalry between Reese and Caitlin Clark. The storylines were there. Two high-profile rookies, both outspoken, both famous before even stepping onto a WNBA court. But as the games played out, the rivalry quickly became one-sided. Clark continues to improve, break records, and lead her team to relevance. Reese, on the other hand, has yet to make the leap from potential to consistent production. The All-Star snub wasn't a random outcome. It wasn't about hate or unfair treatment. It was a reflection of where Reese stands compared to the league's best. Coaches, fans, and teammates vote based on what they see every game. And right now, they see a player still struggling with efficiency, decision-making, and impact. Meanwhile, Clark has let her game speak for itself. When faced with criticism or tough stretches, she didn't turn to Instagram or merchandise campaigns. She turned to the gym. She worked on her shooting form, improved her conditioning, and found ways to make her teammates better. That's what elite players do. They identify their weaknesses and fix them. Angel Reese still has time to follow that path. Her size, rebounding ability, and physical presence give her tools many players dream of. But raw potential isn't enough. To become a true star, she'll have to focus on the fundamentals, finishing at the rim, reducing turnovers, improving her shot selection, and building real chemistry with her teammates. There's nothing wrong with building a brand. Many great athletes do it. But the foundation of that brand must be built on results. Right now, Reese's brand feels bigger than her basketball resume, and that imbalance won't last forever. Her next steps will define how she's remembered. Will she double down on social media attention, or will she commit to the hard, often quiet work of becoming an elite player? The choice is hers. Caitlin Clark will captain the 2025 All-Star Game, leading the league's brightest stars in front of a sold-out Indianapolis crowd. Angel Reese, despite all the early hype, will be watching from home, unless she changes the narrative herself. In the end, basketball doesn't lie. You can't fake your way to greatness, and you can't trademark your way to All-Star status. The only way to silence the doubters is through effort, improvement, and results. The question remains, is Angel Reese ready to do the work? The league is watching, and so are the fans.